What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. In today's video we got a 2019 Subaru Forester here. This is all-wheel drive, and we're going to be replacing the rear brake pads. They're electric parking brakes, so it has a little actuator. Tools you're going to need is no scan tool. First of all, we got a 7mm Allen key here. I'm using this electric ratchet, but if you got a regular ratchet, that's fine. Get yourself a 9mm socket, just a regular deep socket. And then I have another Allen key here, which is 5mm. Get yourself a flathead screwdriver or a clip removing tool. I like to use this personally better than this. Get yourself a pick also, very important you have that. So here's the brake pads. It's gonna come inside the brake pads. You're gonna have these, which I don't use this little guys. I like to use the original stuff. I already did the other side, so choose your pads wisely. I'm gonna show you which one you have to use. Just match it with the old one. This retainer is going to be in a small package with two of them, one on each side. I already used one. I am going to show you guys the part number. So I use Evolutions, pretty good pads, 171808. That's the part number. Okay, Evolutions. Okay, anyways, we're going to remove this wheel and then we're going to start the whole job. Okay, so first thing first, if you got your parking brake on, the electric parking brake on, that this wheel's not spinning, you're not gonna be able to do anything. So switch your parking brake off, start the car up, align it with your lift, however you're gonna do it. Park the car, turn it off, and once you jack it up, this wheel should move. If it doesn't, then you need to push the button for the parking brake to go off. Let's move this wheel. There you have it, and now we're gonna take the tire off. Okay, sometimes this wheel won't come off, so you're gonna have to hit it from the back, so make sure it doesn't fall on you and hit you. So once this wheel is off, I forgot to show you guys one more tool, okay? You're also gonna need a compressed tool for the caliper, but if you don't have that, you can remove the actuator. I'm gonna show you guys how to remove the actuator and turn everything. Remove the actuator, and you can push on the pad to push the piston back in, okay? But anyways, let's get it deep in there, and then we're gonna start this job from internally. Okay, so we're down here. I'm sorry about the lighting. Let me just fix up my lighting and I'll be right back. Okay, that's more like it. So this is our caliper here and the actuator. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the pick first. I like to squeeze on the tab, but it really doesn't work. So I like to go in there with my pick and kind of pick on the little clip inside internally. I personally think this is kind of like a bad spot for this because water could get in here. So you can take this boot off and let's see if I can fish it. I can feel it. It's clipping. There you go. This guy comes off, and let's put this boot back on just the way it was. So there you have it. Push this to the side over here. That shouldn't bother us no more. That thing can just sit there. So the next step is we're going to be removing this little guy right here. And there's one up on the top, right over here. Not sure if my lighting is good, but there's nowhere for me to attach the light because the light is magnetic and all this is just plastic. Anyways, there we have it. We're just gonna come back out so we can see better from this side. Okay, that's more like it. And what we're gonna do next is we're gonna remove two of these, which are 7mm. And I'm gonna use my power tool here. So make sure this goes in and your Allen grabs onto it, and you should be trying to break it open and then just let it turn. Same thing up on the top here. We're gonna get our Allen in first. break it loose. and then she should just come out. Notice how they gotta come a little bit past the bracket there. Okay, so that's that. Next step, and you're gonna have to make all these steps to compress the caliper. Right now, if you remove this and the two Allen's here, I like to put it up and do it. But if you do it here, and then you turn as I show the whole thing, you can manually do this with a screwdriver. You can put a screwdriver in there and push on these brake pads to push the piston back in as you're turning, okay? It's the same thing if you don't have a compress tool, but, oh, we forgot one important step. Let's go back a little bit. Remove this little retainer. I like to put my hand here so it doesn't shoot up at me and hit me in the eye. Once you got one out, the other side is kind of pretty easy, and it's very easy to put back in, okay? I like to use the same one back on because I don't like to use aftermarket stuff. It doesn't align. So we're gonna push this caliper out. Like I was saying, you have to push these slider pins a little bit back so they're not like touching here, because your caliper will never come out. And if your parking brake is engaged, it's not gonna let you do this, okay? It's not gonna let you pull out this pads and everything, okay? So don't throw out your pads yet. Pay attention to your pads. Match them up with the old one, especially the inner one, because it has that little retainer right there. So anyways, let's go up and let's remove this actuator, and we're gonna compress this piston. We'll do all this together, okay? I just want to have a good spot for us to work, so I'll do it right there. That's more like it. So let's go up. Okay, next step, we're gonna remove this actuator here off this caliper, and then we're gonna compress this baby together, okay? So let's remove the 8mm here and the 8mm here. So both of those 8mm are coming off, and try to remember the orientation of this caliper actuator. This thing is right over here, not next to the line, okay? The connector. So next thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of just wiggle this, and this guy should just come out. If it doesn't come out, you could pry it with a screwdriver, but it should come off, okay? If you see any liquid over here, like brake fluid, the caliper's no good, okay? We're gonna leave this alone. We're just gonna put this to the side right now, and we'll compress this using our compress tool here. And we're gonna be using an 8mm, 9mm socket on that, okay? That's what it's gonna be. Okay, so we're gonna take this 9mm socket. I want you guys to pay attention to this part, okay? If you're doing this onto the caliper bracket and everything, you would do the same thing, but you would be removing the actuator still. So taking a 9mm, putting it right over here, you should be able to turn this, okay? And you're gonna get this on, okay? So if you can't turn no more, you see, I can't turn this no more. I'm going the wrong way. What it's doing is it's pushing the piston out. So turn the opposite direction, okay? This is a very simple job. I've done this on Audis, Jaguar, Range Rover, same procedure, okay? In the back, some of them have like a 12 point, some of them have 10mm, whatever fits there. I even use a screwdriver on Honda, okay? So there you go. That's bada bing, bada boom, okay? And our caliper has been compressed, so our reverse procedure here is going to be, okay, let's be careful with that ABS line. Reverse procedure will be, I need a good place to have this mounted onto. Reverse procedure is, we're going to take this actuator. Remember, the connector, I told you guys, got to be close to this, not to that. And that's the only way the bolts are going to line, okay? So we're going to take this little guy. Okay, if you need to kind of like move around, try to aim perfectly. If you need to move around, that's fine, okay? Because it's only gonna catch that, and then you can just twist it and smack on it. So next step is, I'm gonna get my 5mm Allen. I'm gonna put this screw in. I am going to put the other one in. This one right here. Once you catch the threads, it's very easy, guys. 1, 2. Bada bing, bada boom. Our caliper has been compressed, Next step is brake pads. So a lot of people, let's face down a little bit. Okay, so a lot of people want to put clean and grease here. You could clean here with a wire brush, and I like to use just something simple here. Greasing on these, I don't recommend it, but it's your choice. I have done it, okay, and I've been getting a lot of complaints about just the surface where the pad's gonna sit into. Okay, I've been getting a lot of complaints about dust and too much greasing. So notice the inner brake pad has this brake wear indicator. So this is where you want to take your brake pad, match it up. Okay, it can't be like this. Can't be like if you put it on top of it, it's just the same shape. It's the same spot. Okay, the other two pads are the same. Okay. Next is we're gonna need that little retainer. This little retainer right here. This little retainer. It doesn't matter this way or that way. It's the same thing. You're gonna take that retainer, and you're gonna stick that right in the center there. It's like a spring looking thing here. It just goes right in. You're gonna push it right in, and you're done with that. So that pad goes in just like that. That's how simple it is. Let me redo that for you guys one more time. Take that brake pad and just stick it right in there. We're gonna take the other brake pad. We're gonna stick it right over here. Bada bing, bada boom. If you wanna put a little bit of greasing here, greasing here, greasing here, greasing here. Same thing on the inner edge here. Okay, your choice. Next, it's the reverse procedure. So let's get this on, this caliper on, okay? And let's push this pin back a little bit. So now, this is also an important part, okay? Before you tighten anything, you need to take your, what is this, 7mm Allen. Catch the threads by hand. I've seen people strip this, because once you strip this, okay, once you strip that bracket, good luck. Okay, this might be part of the spindle. Okay, this one's not part of the spindle, but some cars are part of the spindle, okay? So all I'm doing is, I'm gonna tighten both these up, okay? Since I already caught the threads. Okay, now I am going to tighten this. Just hand tight. There you go, snug it in. If you got the Torx back, beautiful. Same thing here. Tighten it. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, and do not forget the two caps. Okay, we're gonna be connecting that connector last. Okay, one on each. Let's just finish out over here because I'm gonna take my camera off the mount. That way, pretty much this is done, okay? And then we do need to calibrate this. So all you're gonna do is, once you're done, bring the car down, pump the brake pedal. We'll have the wheels on, lug nuts are tight, everything is completed. Car is on the back on the floor. Before you start anything, pump the brake pedal a few times, then put the car on accessory mode or start it up and put the parking brake 2-3 times, and that will make the actuator come zzz. First time it might be really loud, zzz, and then back it off, zzz, then it might just do bzz, bzz. Okay, very simple. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put this right here, okay? And you can watch this video a few times if you like. So you put that there, and then I like to line this over here, and then I'm gonna just push this a little bit this way, guys. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. We have successfully put the brake pads on. So one critical step, okay, a lot of people mess up on this step. Let me take the camera off and we're gonna go connect that connector. Okay, so we're done, okay? A lot of people forget this one step or they mess it up. So it's to connect the connector, okay? I like to do that, so I do not forget, and I'd like to double check all your work anyway. The brake pads are in, they're the right way, this is in, bolt is tight, actually tight. So this little guy, listen to this, it's gonna click, okay? Get this click in. You hear that click? Make sure you pull it back out. It doesn't come out, it's good to go, bada bing. A lot of people leave this loose or they'll stretch it. Even if you got the scan tool, I would still disconnect this because the line gets stretched anyway and then they damage the line. Anyways, bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. See you guys on the next one. Like I said, everything is done. The wheels on the floor. Everything is tight. Double check both sides. We're going to go inside this vehicle. And what you want to do is, let's close this door. What you want to do is you want to press that pedal a few times. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're gonna start the engine up. Once you start the engine up, you should not have any parking lights in the dash. Okay, you should not have any lights in regards parking brake. Okay, what you want to do is you want to pull this button up and you want to listen to your actuators are going to scream more than normal. Let the engine calm down. You guys might not hear it, but I'll be able to hear it. There you go. And I felt the pedal go down. I got my pedal on the foot on the pedal. Parking brake symbol came on right there. I'm gonna turn this off and the parking brake symbol will go off. And yeah, I felt the pressure on the brake pad. Put it on, take it off. Put it on. You should feel it. Every time you put it on, the pedal should go down. Every time you turn it off, the pedal should feel up. And the parking brake light will come on when the parking brake is on, and off as it goes off. Everything is back to normal. Thank you for watching, and that's how you're gonna calibrate it. Maybe someone has a trick how to put the parking brake service mode on. Let us know. Put a video up. Thank you for watching. I like to do it manually. I don't want no problems. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. See you guys on the next video.